Hey guys, welcome to Behind the Mic. I'm Dale Cover. Today we're going to talk about the setup of a joke. And then we're going to talk about punchlines a little, but we'll get into punchlines later. So we're going to focus on setups today. A setup is when you give the audience an expectation. The punchline is when you shatter that expectation in a way such that the incongruency invokes laughter. We'll talk about all those terms in subsequent videos. I'm going to keep this one short and talk about the setup. Think about the setup like a boxer. The jab. The jab is your setup. You're setting an expectation. Punchline, you come with the right hook. They didn't expect it. Knock them out. In this case, we make them laugh. Now, the job of the setup is to give the audience all the information that they need to understand the punchline, to understand why there's irony in the punchline, to understand the pun in the punchline, the double entendre. We'll talk about all that stuff later. To understand, to get the joke. Now, the setup is one of the most important parts of the joke, one of the most challenging things in joke writing. Why? Because, like I said, you have to give all of the information for someone to understand a joke, and that takes time. Now, a good comedian, you want to be able to get about 4 laughs, 4 punchlines per minute. That's not very long, especially when you consider that the setup is going to take anywhere from 5, 10, 15, maybe even 20 seconds, some even longer. Now, there's a strategist. There's a guy, a comedian, T.P. Hearn. Look him up. He has very long setups, very good punchlines. So he may spend close to a minute on a setup, but his punchline is big. That's his style. He'll go through 10-minute set and do, nowhere near close to 20 jokes, but he gets the laughs. He's good. So that's not to say that it's not a certain style to have these long setups, but I would say most comedians, and you're judged by your laugh rate, right? And if you want to be a good comedian, it's your laugh rate. So if you can aim for 4 laughs per minute, you're golden. But it's tough to do because setup takes time. So if you figure a setup takes, let's say, 20 seconds on the outside, you have 40 seconds left to get 4 punchlines in. You might not even have enough time for another setup. So your punchlines may need to be related to that first setup. See what I mean? All right. I'm going to give you an example of a setup. Good setup, bad setup, who knows? Just something I wrote. One of the things I do is I put stuff out on YouTube just for fun, to make my friends and stuff giggle a little bit when they're scrolling down. This one's interesting because I live in the Northeast. I'm from Rhode Island, and we had a big snowstorm this year. You know about that, right? We had a big hurricane, and actually it snowed just about every day for the whole month of February. It snowed about every day for the whole month of February. It was crazy. And so when I wrote this joke, everyone understood this. So they already had assumptions. They were already in it with me with the snowstorms. They knew what the snowstorm was about. They all had the same feelings. They were all fed up with it. So one, they had some information about this joke. If I tell it to you, it may not be so funny because maybe you weren't really into it like that. So that's part 1, know your audience, okay? And part 2, I told them some information in this setup. I told them a story. Listen to the story. Yesterday, I forgot to give a Valentine's wish to someone who's been with me for the past 10 years, is down for whatever, even when I call late at night, and gives the best blowjobs. That's a story. I told him the story. You heard the story. You have something in your head right now. You're thinking something. And you probably have mixed emotions about that. You're probably thinking, at least I'm suspecting you're thinking, wow, this guy's really about to call somebody out. He's about to say the name of some person that's been giving him blowjobs for the last 10 years on Facebook. That's probably got your attention, right? Let me read it again. Yesterday, I forgot to give a Valentine's wish to someone who's been with me for the past 10 years, is down for whatever, even when I call late at night, booty call, and gives the best blowjob. That's the joke, right? That's the setup. Watch how I shatter the expectations. And this is why people like this joke. They thought it was cute. They thought it was funny. It was witty. They gave me a like. They commented. I said, the next punchline was, I guess, a few lines. It says, I love you, Poulan. Now, they don't know who Poulan is. They just think that's a name. Might be a little weird name. But I say, I love you, Poulan. And then in parentheses, I say, my snowblower. Get your mind out of the gutter, people. That's my follow-up. So I got 2 punchlines, right? See how I had 2 punchlines on that one setup? Because the setup was long, so I hit them with 2. My snowblower is the punchline. Oh, get your mind out of the gutter. Oh, yeah, I was thinking. You know what I mean? See what I did? All right? So that's the setup. Give them all the information that they need. Tell them a story. Let them have that story in their head. You shatter that story with something funny, unrelated, perhaps even ridiculous even. And there's also another element in here, tension. The story I told was kind of like a little edgy story. Like, really? He's about to talk about someone that gave him a blowjob on Facebook? You know what I mean? That was like a little tension. So I gave him a tension relief, and they were like, silly me. He was only talking about a snowblower. All right, so I'm going to end the video because it's been 6 minutes already. I try to keep it short. I'm going to make the next video, and we're going to talk about punchlines a little bit more. All right? Thanks, man. Oh, comment, subscribe. Please comment because I want to have a dialogue. I've been talking to myself for a while because I'm just getting this channel started, which is okay. I can use the practice, you know, talking to myself. That way, if I ever go crazy, I know what to do. But it'd be nice if I can get, once I get some good subscribers up and get you guys commenting back, then we can have a real dialogue. That's why I'm here, all right? I'm here to share with you my experience as an up-and-coming comedian. We dialogue here. I take some of this stuff. I go to the open mics. I go to comedy shows. I do my thing. I'm getting better. I come back here. I tell you how it went. We do it again. It's all good. If you want to try it. We can work together. That's just what it is, man. I'm sharing with you everything I've learned. And so far, I've learned a ton. And there's a ton more to go. So thank you. And I'll see you again. Peace.